Hello, I'm Jane.
Hi, I'm Geeta. We would like to speak to you today about tribal zoning and more specifically about zoning for the Pohaska Indian Village. To start with, tribes have sovereign power to zone trust land on their reservations. In zoning trust land, tribes should strive to reach a balance between developing to meet the needs of their community and preserving natural and cultural areas of tribal land. The Pohaska Indian Village is looking to develop more of their trust land to provide more housing options for their members and to become economically self sufficient. A first step in reaching these goals is to develop well thought zoning regulations for the village. Specifically, we studied multifamily zoning for the Pohaska Indian Village. We looked at traditional zoning codes that allows for higher density for multifamily districts and have clearly defined requirements for lot size, frontage, setbacks, height limits, and parking. Then we reviewed zoning for several other tribes as well as examples of form based codes.
Many of the tribes we looked at have a single zoning district for multifamily, but they for residential, but they allow multifamily with a special use permit. Tribal zoning should provide for orderly growth to preserve the traditional lifestyle and culture, to preserve historical uses, and to allow development standards that are flexible enough to promote creativity and variation, as well as preserve the rural character of the reservation. It is unique to read a zoning code that sets a goal to preserve trails, berry and fruit picking areas, as well as smokehouses. With HUD Section 184 loans, tribal members can now get mortgages for homes on trust land, so there are more housing options available other than the typical mobile homes that they used to have to pay cash for. Multifamily zoning will allow for housing options for elderly tribal members, as well as for singles and families. Smaller clustered units will be more affordable and will provide for socialization. These clustered units can serve as multifamily housing at Pahuska Indian Village.
So here goes the proposed floating multifamily zone. So we propose two types of multifamily housing. Attached structures that are duplexes or townhouses that are around 1200 to 1800 square feet, and the detached cottage clusters that share common landscape and parking areas and are around 1000 to 1600 square feet. And the smaller apartments should be articulated to reduce the massing of the buildings. Buildings may be arranged with front porches and small front yards as townhouse type units. These units will have a common landscape and parking areas. Cottages are individually owned, but they share parking and landscaping. The design should include a cottage or bungalow design with gables, porches, or bump outs to provide architectural interest.
The recommended areas for the floating multifamily zones amount to 65 allotments in Pahuska Indian Village, including 30 allotments for senior housing and 35 allotments for singles and family housing. It is recommended that the following locations within the village be considered for multifamily zone. The undeveloped area to the north of the Civic Core and undeveloped lots to the south of the site.
In conclusion, a multifamily overlay district will provide housing options for the people in Pohaska Indian Village that will be compatible with the existing single family residences.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation.